Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Figma Kiryuin Satsuki. And this is from the Kill la Kill anime series, which is amazing. And this is the second one after we have Figma Matui Ryoko. Yep. And I got mine from Good Small Company's website, meaning I got the exclusive baggie here. And inside contains the, well, this might be a little spoiler, so if you haven't watched the show, you should. But, well, eventually you'll find out. But I don't think it's a big spoiler, but it's something to do with her sword. The sword, the Bakuzan, right here, gets damaged and split into two, which gets reforged and becomes Bakuzan, Gakko, and Koryo. Meaning the long and the short sword. Yep. So, it's one of those... It might be worth getting, kind of like Solid Snake's Soccer pistol, so we'll see. Anyways, here's the box art. Really cool. And I get a lot of poses here. Really nice, and I really like that you can combine them. So we'll see how that works out in that combined mode. Yep. And from what I remember, I thought it was supposed to be purple, but I think that's when it's on Nui's possession. I think it's purple, and actually has a different mode. It becomes a dual sight. But on this one, I think when they retrieved it, it turns red again. Or even at the beginning, it was red when they are combined. And when the... Oh, another spoiler. When Ryoko's dad was holding it together, so... Yeah, it's interesting. Who knows, if they ever make Nui, they might have the purple version. Yeah, we'll see. That'll be cool though. So anyways, I think that's pretty much it for the box. And let's take a look inside. Alright, so let's first start with the first gimmick, which they give you out this paper cutout that you can fold and becomes a nice backdrop for Satsuki. And they're the 1-star uniform students. And they're actually kind of weak in the show. They're kind of like the cannon fodder. They're the bottom of the chain, and it goes all the way to the 3-star. And basically anything that's 2-star is kind of like the captain or the club president, and it goes along with the third one. Third is actually kind of like the right hand of Satsuki, and obviously on the top is Satsuki here. And well, this is her. Kind of like her dress or uniform. It's a Kamui Junketsu, which is kind of like the counterpart for Senketsu for Ryoko. Yeah. Yeah, quite nice. So yeah, this is a really nice gimmick. And let's take a look at Satsuki here. Really nice. And again, obviously, the theme of the anime is about clothing, and being naked is freedom. Yeah, you want to break away from the bondage of the alien clothes, or yeah, the aliens are in the clothing form. It's a weird premise, but yeah, it makes sense in anime. Yep. And I'm gonna understand here. Let me just take this out. Let's go over articulation. And now we have a face here. Quite nice. And it's actually two other faces. We have the serious looking one. Then you have this one with a smile looking on her left. And you have the angry shouting face right here. Those three. And on her hair here, it's actually quite nice. They're in a Figma joint, which allows you to move them about. But I like to just kind of flare them out on the side here. Yeah, I like that pose. I have a dark background. Doesn't quite work out. There we go. Alright, so moving on the shoulder. Actually, it's connected on the back here. And that joint is almost the same as the elbow. Quite interestingly. And there's actually another joint that's kind of hard to show from the angle and the lighting, but there is another shoulder joint, or more of the armor here, which allows you to move this a little bit, but I'm not even sure why they've added that. If you just want to show the blue a little bit more. And you also have an extendable shoulder joint right here, and it's kind of the same thing as Ryoko's. And I guess this is to help her, just give her more articulation, I suppose. Yeah, so it's nice that they've provided that. And you have a bicep swivel, as well as, you know, the elbow joint and the wrist joint right here. Now, for her to turn side to side, she doesn't have any waist articulation, and it's actually, the skirt here kind of tends to pop off too. But it's actually in the mid torso right here, and you can turn her. And you also notice that the straps kind of get extended as well. So be careful, you don't want to overextend and snap those. But she can actually do a pretty good turn with those. Yeah. And not so much for ab crunch though. And on the back, if you are curious, in terms of design, you got this nice kind of like vertebra here. Yep. And her butt is actually molded all together. It's not separate as, you know, other Figmas are. So quite interestingly, and you have the skirts here. I already showed that this one pop off. Actually, this one tends to pop out more. And I'm not sure why. Maybe the peg is just not, you know, thick enough or something. It's just too loose. I add a little bit of paper there. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work. Maybe I'll try a different method. But you can actually remove this if you want to. If you want to strip down your Satsuki, you can. And well, this one looks a little bit more weirder, but you get the idea. Let's put this back. Here we go. And moving down, you actually have a thigh swivel here. And well, let's put this on. And you get the waist articulation. It's actually not too bad. This skirt doesn't really hinder her movement at all. So that's great. Then you get the knee bend. Then you have the ankle. She is wearing high heels. And obviously there's not going to be a toe articulation. Yeah, overall I really like the articulation of her. It's quite nice. Although, yeah, just this side skirt thing. Here we got the iconic pose here of Satsuki, where she's demanding authority. Quite nice. And it comes with the other sword, which is without the scabbard, and this is actually quite nice. Some nice details on the handle, the guard, and the blade. Now for mine, for some weird reason, I noticed that this tip here is actually a little different from this side. This one is actually quite nice, but this one seems like it's got pinched, and yeah, it seems like there's two halves, and the other side is a little bit long or bigger than this side here. Yeah, you can see the excess or on the side here. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is just mine, but it's something I've noticed. Again, quite nice. It's flexible, and it's not gonna easily break. And there's actually another gimmick. It comes with this hand here. It's only for the left, and this is to hold this whole thing here. So we're just gonna push this on. There we go. Just swap this out. Yep. I probably should use a different face, but you get the idea. Also comes with different other pairs of hands other than the closed fist and the one to hold the scabbard. you also have the open hands right here, and you got two pairs of hands, one set to hold the scissor and the other one to hold the sword. Yep. So let's start. Oh, why not? We already have the sword here. Just goes along, and yeah, there we go. And let's use this one over here. And a little bit of posing. There we go. So now let's look at this sword, or the scissor sword here. So this is the other half. Has some nice details to it. Quite great. And there's also the decapitation mode, or basically the extend version of this. And basically just swings out or extends. Yep, kind of cool. And now we can use the other pair of hands on this one right here. And I think for this we place it on the edge here. I'm still kind of curious if they're gonna have Nui and have the different version where it's purple and has a double sight. I think this is for this, or there we go. Otherwise, you can use the same hand to put on the other one right here. And I think for this one, we place it here also. I think it's, there we go. Yep. Although every time I do this, I tend to kind of extend this, so I kind of had to push it back. Get that thing tight again. All right. So other than that, you get an extra wrist joint as always. And let's see, you have this extra piece here. So this is actually the hinge for the sword. So if you grab Ryoko's, well, Ryoko is right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and borrow the sword here. There we go. And we're just gonna combine them. So basically, the flat side, put it right next to each other, and you can open this out. I think it doesn't matter which side you put it on. And just put it on one first, then put it on the other. Then you basically put this other side to lock it in place. And there you go. So this is the closed position. And there's a tendency to go over it, but there you go. Very interesting design. Yep. And obviously my finger is too big to actually make it look like it's a scissor, but yeah, quite nice. And let's put it back on her. Although I'm gonna be using the same part where she holds it. Yep. It's always the tricky part, getting it. Sometimes easier, just pop out the hand, put it on, then put it back to the wrist. There we go. Alright. And the next part is this one. So let's take a look on what's the exclusive Bakuzan. Alright, so basically you're gonna get Bakuzan. Well, in the show, I think part of it broke off. I think when they're fighting Ragyo. So on this GSC bonus. It's the same, it's actually the same sword, and actually I have the same issue at the tip. So the tip here, you get that little deformity. It's the same as this one here, on the same side. It's weird. But whatever broke off here, it's kind of like the length of this knife here, so it gets reforged. Yep. So it's actually quite nice that they gave you this. Yep. Now, question is it worth getting those two? It's kind of hard to say. For me, it's just kind of like, you know, the extra cherry on the top kind of deal. I mean, with this sword alone, it's great. I mean, that's Satsuki's main weapon. This one, it's a bit lackluster because you're getting a shorter sword and you're getting a knife. It'd be cool if it's a little different, but well, it's part of the show, basically. Unless you want to do a with this and that one too. That might work out for you. But for me, yeah, it's nice. It's actually a great bonus that it's not really needed. It's just for those if you want to have a complete Satsuki figure, or you just want to have that special thing, you know, this is what you go for. But it's not like necessarily you gotta have that kind of deal. So it's nice. It's a nice bonus. Other than that, I think I pretty much covered it for the most part. And I do have the 2 decapitation mode here, or the scissor. And if you are interested, what it'll look like, it's something like this, I guess. So I have the two flats on each side. I'm not gonna put the hinge on, but I don't think it works out well. They don't match, for one. Well, it's gonna be somewhere like this, but they're fully extended. But it's nice if you have to. You can dual wield if you want to have that ability. But yeah, otherwise that's about it for the review. This is kind of like my favorite pose for both of them. Anyways, that's about it for the review. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.